want to title this speech, It's Going to Take the Man in Me to Conquer This Insanity. And what's the insanity? Years ago, I was, my son was around 8, 9 years old, and my stepson is white, and I said to my wife, it's time for us to educate him on race. So we were watching Roots, and wasn't, man, not even 20 minutes into the movie, jumps off the bed as he sees them whipping, people, black people, and throwing sea salt on their backs and everything. He says, jumps over there, he says, why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? And I had to start giving him a lesson in racism and power of that. It's very, difficult for the innocent child who's very loving. And the first thing he said was he's brilliant. Kid's 15 now, he's brilliant. And he says, I hope you know that me and mom are not like that. You know we're not like that. I said, of course I know you're not like that. Lots of people are not like that, son. But I had to start educating him on the subtle ways racism works in our society. And it's funny because a lot of adults can't hear it. Subtle things like, because, I'm going to say this first. You can't enslave a man if he knows his history, his story, her story. And so all of our history had to get blocked out. Just completely, anything about Africa was knocked out, So therefore we're brought up with what we are. And then they put in the Bible and twist it in a way that says we're better than you. We're supposed to be dominant. God says so. So little small things as you're growing up, like the reason I wear t-shirts about black heroes and Black Panther, which is just now coming into the movies, is because as a kid, everything that was good was white. Angel's food cake, devil's food cake. You understand what I'm saying? Good men wear white. Bad men wear black. The color of death is not white, it's black. And this gets into the psyche of people so deep that when you see a person's skin who's darker than yours, you're subtly taught that this person is dangerous. And in the meantime, we're running around here. I don't think anybody in 2016, if they want to be open about it, who's the one that getting shot? You think this just started? So it's an awareness thing, and a lot of people got wounds about that. But you want to know something? I got wounds about it too. So awareness is what's happening. So what we have to do, because now we go the other way too, look at this. The white man put the Indian on the reservation, put the black man in the cotton field. He's evil. He's the devil. And that's difficult because anybody that causes you pain, you want to go at. So I can't decipher that for anybody because I still got a lot of anger about that. And I'm sitting up here watching these politicians. So, I can't have a conversation about all of men are created equal. I can't do it. You can't have a discussion. There used to be this sweatshirt out years ago that said it's a black thing you wouldn't understand. But a lot of people do understand our pain. My wife understands. She's Italian. So, but some kind of way, I was watching this motivational speaker, a young man named Eric Thomas. And one of the ways that I saw of dealing with all of this pain was to sedate it all the time. And I know I can't do that, but he said it flyer than I thought of saying it. He said, look, he was doing a motivational speak with some people, and brother's real good. I go on YouTube and check him out. E.T. Eric Thomas. So he said this dude was like, E, you mean there's something wrong with smoking weed? E, what's wrong with smoking weed? He said, look, instead of asking what's wrong with it, why don't you ask what's right with it? He said, because personally, I ain't got time for drinking and everything else because I got too much I got to do. I got a purpose. I got a family over here I want to make better. Because he was homeless in the D, man. And now he's a millionaire writing books. He said it took me 12 years to get a 4-year degree. See, I'm identifying with all this. I didn't get mine until I was 50 because of my mindset. I had to clear my head out. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with anybody doing anything. You can do whatever you want. You're free to do that. That's the problem. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I needed to start focusing on what I need to do. I'm in with this point. It's 6 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. You know why I'm up? Because been getting up early for damn near 30 years. First of all, the gym opens at 7 on the weekends. Opens at 5 on the weekdays. I usually get up at 4. And Eric Thomas said something that was interesting. He said, "E, why you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning?" He said, "Because I was studying millionaires. And they's talking about the 3 a.m. news. Did you watch the 3 a.m. news?" He said, "Well, if they're watching the 3 a.m. news and they're millionaires, then there's 24 hours in a day for everybody. How long do I sleep? I don't wake up till 8. So they got 5 hours on me." See, and I said, most of the time I'm sleeping. I stopped doing that a long time ago. Heck, I was trained not to do that because I was on the line for General Motors from 1972 on. At 6, the line rolled at 6. And we was partying, in New York. The average club didn't close till 4. You know how many days I went in there working myself to death, causing all of this stress, not sleeping. I go to bed early, I wake up early. So I go to gym at 7. I got a client at 8. Got a client at 9. Got one at 11. I can go back to the gym, go spend some time with my woman, and then later on tonight, one of my boys is going to have a party and enjoy myself. But the thing is the time management, what you're going to do with it. And it ain't about just making money. It's about balancing and discipline in my life. Because you want to know something? I ain't got time for not being conscious of what's going on in this world. I got to get to the voting booth. I got to keep my focus. Because there's a whole lot of people keeping their focus against me. So the thing is to love people and serve them. But I ain't going to be no fool. So the reason I have all these images is because I want to counter the images of us being negative. Starting with our children. We need heroes. Our children need to see people who look like us. If it wasn't for Muhammad Ali and Bruce Lee and people of different stuff, man, I would have thought that we was the worst thing since, ever. But it's because of these people countering that. Say, no, you're beautiful. That's why I'm where I'm at. But we've been sleeping too much. We're the new heroes. We got to bring a new consciousness to the table. So that's why I say these things. So, peace and richest blessings.